What's up, everybody? This is D from Brooklyn with a nice update on a recent cleaning. If you guys are not already a subscriber, click that subscribe button below because this is strictly educational, how to, sharing is caring type of channel where we just help each other get through the awesome hobby of fish keeping. So, right here, we have my 20-gallon extra high tank. It's been running since about 2008, if I'm not mistaken. It's gone through some evolutions as I try new things, such as my three-way garage light, which is a very powerful light. You may have seen them on infomercials. This tank is approximately 24 inches tall, if not a little bit more, so it's hard to light the bottom, which is why I needed a substantial amount of light in order to hit any plants that I put down here. You see my SpongeBob crew here. Shout out to the guys at Pinplax. I did break Mr. Krabs, which is really hard to find, so I gotta find another one of those Mr. Krabs figures somewhere out there. But one of the things that I changed about this tank is I had very large angels, which have moved on, and I am making room for more rare fish in this tank. Currently have a harem of female bettas for lack of putting them somewhere else, and is not really the most adequate space for them, as this is a very high flow tank. So I probably will be moving them onto the super cube. And this tank is really going through some changes. Nothing negative, the changes in my mind as I'm trying to think of what I want to put in this tank. Right here I have some mountain minnows that I just moved in from outside not too long ago, and this hyper guy over here, which is a more of a wild Daniel, is really hyper. I'm gonna probably pull him out because he's always like jetting around and pecking people and doing dumb stuff. I put him in the cube, had to move him out, so I'll be giving you an update on that soon. This piece of wood is very old. This is from when I started the tank. I actually got this piece of wood from a falling tree outside the botanical gardens, and as you can see, it's the only piece that I can find that was long enough to reach all the way from the bottom to the top of this tank. Let me focus there. A lot of glare from this light. The light is very powerful. Yeah, easily filtered tank. I have a sponge filter in the back, which I use for extra oxygen because I was putting CO2 in here at night, which I stopped about maybe 4 years ago because I was just getting too much growth. As you can see, it is heavily filtered by pothos. The pothos I have to cut literally every week or it goes nuts. Those of you that are trying to filter a tank with plants, pothos is an excellent remover of nutrients. One thing that you have to do is regularly cut any dead growth. When the leaves start to yellow, I look for a growth past the leaves before popping it off because you don't want just dead space. And when it gets leggy like this is literally 4.5 to 5 foot of pothos reaching the floor. You want to start removing it when it gets like this leggy. I'll probably cut that off, and that just encourages to show more growth in the plant. So always pulling out leaves like this, and it's just a really good thing. It is originally filtered by my Aqua Clear 30. This is a 20-gallon tank. There's an Aqua Clear 30. My feeder, I'm not sure if that feeder is still working. I haven't used it in years because I kind of like to feed the fish. But when I'm breeding fish, I put really, really small flakes in that feeder because it is a per dosage feeder. In other words, there's about 20 sections, so I can put exactly what I want in there, whether it's freeze dried cyclopes or like a Hikari baby powder or crushed flake. I put it in there. I haven't used it in a long time, but the most efficient way to make sure that your fry are eating on a regular. And this is why I have this Aqua Clear 30. Excellent job of filtering the tank. What I did add for flow, because I had those large angels in here a long time ago, well, not a long time ago, about 2 weeks ago, is I added the Fluval, which I had sitting for the longest. I added the Fluval 405 just to aid with the filtration and keeps the water like crystal clear. As you can see, the water is crystal clear, but it does create a lot of flow. So I will let it run until it gets a little bit backed up, and then the flow kind of slows down. You can see my double tail there, double tail beta. One thing about the tank that is different from many is I let the roots protrude. I love that natural look, that jungle look. Betas love it because it covers them. You can see another red, white, and blue beta there. And you can see my white double tail peeking out. It eases the flow on the fish and it gives them places to hide. Um, it also gives fry places to hide. I just cleaned out the tank yesterday. I removed a lot of the moam. Um, I was thinking of adding some more rocks, but I probably won't. I'm going to add some taller height plants. I bought some yesterday, which didn't look good when I put them in the tank, so I moved them to the cube. They looked really leggy and didn't look that great, so I'm going to see if I can grow them out in the cube and move them here later. But I intend on putting a lot of Java fern down here and give some cover for all this flow. You can see how much flow is in here, other than my reflection. A lot of flow here. This tank also houses a 300-watt titanium heater, which I forgot which one is in here. Yeah, Via Aqua. I love these because the control is outside the tank and I can monitor the temperature based on the room temperature. It's about 78 right now. This tank sits right in front of my boiler room, so it can get pretty hot. So if I feel the temperature a little hot or a little too much humidity, I can just switch the dial. I love those heaters. You see how sensitive it is? I just tap it and you'll see, it's very sensitive. I have my air line running down from the drop ceiling, which completely eliminates noise. It's up in the drop ceiling there. And the line just runs down here to both tanks, both this tank and to my G'day tank below, which used to be the 10-gallon quarantine, but as we all know, it always ends up becoming another tank. Um, what else can I say? This tank has been running really self-sufficiently. It's pretty quiet. I love it quiet. It is on a automated power strip, which I will be migrating. I'll be adding a group to my Hydros family of controllers. If you're not familiar with the Hydros aquarium controller, it is a Wi-Fi controller which you can use to run multiple tanks wirelessly, which means they have individual power sources, but they are all controlled with one app, and you can set up groups. So I can call this the forest tank, I can call that the cube, I can call it saltwater. It runs both saltwater, freshwater, and they all run through one app. So I'll be updating this one. This is an older smart controller which will migrate over, which gives me the ability to do things like cutting on the fan. If the temperature reaches a certain level, the fan will automatically cut on and the heater will cut off. So those are great things for if you have more than one tank. It just makes life so much easier. And if you have a failed heater, if the heater gets locked in the on position, if the temperature hits, let's say 80, it can tell the heater to automatically cut off power to the heater, and you don't have those tank catastrophes. So things like that just help you manage multiple tanks so much easier. And as you can see, I pulled a lot of moam. I created a lot of open space so it looks more foresty here. And that's about it. Tank is running very well. I will keep you posted. I'm still contemplating what I want to move up here. Right now, I have quite a harem of betas in here. I'm going to pull this guy out. I don't know where I'm going to do it with him, but he's like a shark. You see him swimming around. He's a troublemaker. So stay tuned for any updates. If you have any questions, both saltwater and freshwater, we all share information. This is how we do better in the hobby. So till next time, this is D from Brooklyn, keeping my sanity by keeping aquariums for I don't know how long, but hopefully everyone is well and happy 2023.